My name is Harry, I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is February 22, 2026. It is 5:26 a.m. So I was supposed to go on my on to look to see what I can share with you, but I have some old tweets here. They're not that old, but I just never record them. They're recent, but I need to record them. All right, Prince Andrew, the Sussexes, and a little bit politics. So let's go over them right now. My first video I did, I went to look to see how Harry's lawsuit is going on. So not much is being said. So it was a short video. Short in terms of 12 minutes long. All right, next tweet. Or first tweet. This has to be the best one. All right, this one I took screenshot of it to share with you on my community board. Let's watch.
And there's well.
The squad or something. All right, so that's pretty much that. And if you go on my community board, I took screenshot of this for you. And when I first saw the image of Prince Andrew, he did remind me of his father. And someone sees the same thing as well. I don't know. They probably, you know how heartless these people are. To get that problem off of their back, they could do the unthinkable. Next tweet. All right, so this is Dr. Scholler. Keep Harry and Meghan out of your godforsaken mouths over Andrew. After years of maligning them, using them as bait and fodder to distract from the disgrace of the royal family, i.e. Andrew, the alleged pedo formerly known as Prince, you have no right to demand or expect them to say anything. It's none of their damn business. Alright, so they write this here, why the Sussexes are staying quiet over Andrew's arrest. Despite alleged... Okay, I can't see the rest for form. Okay, but let's listen. Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Oh, what the F?
What the fuck?
What the F, okay?
Bitch, what the fuck? Bitch, what the fuck? Bitch, what the fuck? What the fuck? What?
Oh my god. People just laughing. If you go on my community board, I did share this already. Now I'm just sharing the video of it. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. Oh my god. Next one. Alright, let's pause. When the news channel kept saying yesterday, police are searching both of his residences, did y'all catch that? Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, is still very much the leaseholder of Royal Lodge. There's that. The eviction headlines was just for optics. That's all. But I'm sure this ain't news to many. Okay, so I don't live in the UK. I didn't see whatever they were saying, reporting, but there it is. I think his list is until Easter, most likely searching Royal Lodge as if there's gonna be any evidence that will be where it is, but they probably chuck everything out while arranging his move. Makes you wonder if the move was brought forward to dispose of evidence, that part. Okay, this is, I don't know if it's the same tweet, but someone mentioned something like that in one of those tweets. Yes, they did say his list was not up. They forced him out after he was seen smirking and riding his horses. My own issue and the focus should be why he is still has royal protection officer. He will never lose protection. That's not going to happen. He probably still live at Royal Lodge. Okay, so there's more. Let's move on. God is good. God is good. My God. All right. So what is this about? This is from LBC. How well was Andrew brought up by his father? We, the subject, we're supposed to look up to them. If we are looking down on them, what's the point? At this person here. Andrew Moore highlights the unavoidable question for the monarchy following Mr. Mountabten's arrest. 1 minute and 16 seconds.
How well was Andrew brought up as a young man by his father? That's also an unavoidable question here, I think, as well. So far as we can tell, the king himself has behaved impeccably, and he has done exactly the right thing in trying, quite brutally in a sense, to cut off his younger brother, saying that, you know, the law must be allowed to take its course, absolutely no ifs, no buts. And I read that when he was still Prince of Wales, Charles was against the appointment of Andrew as a trade envoy in the first place, saying that it would end badly, as indeed it has, but that it was Peter Mandelson who was able, I don't know if he's been able to answer this charge or this question, was able to persuade the government of the day to appoint Andrew as a trade envoy. So I think the king himself, and of course Camilla, and indeed the current Prince of Wales are, so far as we know, beyond reproach in all of this. But in a sense, as you were suggesting there, Matt, that isn't really the question. The question is, what does it do for our attitude to them? Because, you know, traditionally, theoretically, we, the subjects, are supposed to look up to them, the monarchy, the royal family. And if, as a result of this kind of story, we're looking down on them, what's the point?
There's one tweet that I read. I wish I should have taken a screenshot of it. You know, they do the talking and talking and talking. At the end of the day, we end up with nothing. So pretty much that's all is going on right now. He says Charles has behaved impeccably. No, he has not. They're already shifting everything like he didn't do anything. That's so false. Charles hated his father. Oh, and also Prince Philip. You think raised Charles? Not Charles. Andrew? Please. That's so false. Charles hated his father parenting. He felt bullied and felt his mother was cold, and then he cheated on his wife, I'm sure at the direction of his father, rather than giving advice to be loyal to his wife. Andrew's behavior was that of an entitled child from very young who could do no wrong. He was revered by his father as the man's man. Okay, the Grand Old Duke of York, he has 12 million quid. He gave it to someone he never met for someone he never did. Let's go to the next tweet. Let's put, that's a screenshot. Imagine how many children could have been saved from sexual abuse if he had been protected. So she retweeted that it has taken British press nearly 4 decades to link the modern royal family to organized child sex abuse. A small Dublin magazine linked Lord Louis Mountbatten to Kincova in Belfast in 1990. Read the original article here. Okay, cover history. Is that the link of it? No, that's just a screenshot. You guys go search for it. Imagine if these claims were true. I believe his victims were finally been covering for sex abusers, pedos, maybe even murderers. This article is so disturbing. Don't know how these people can live with themselves. I mean, if you just hear what's happening from the Epstein file, these people are monsters. They are monsters. To hear children crying their lungs out, my God. You know, those foot soldiers who's doing the work for these idiotic people, they need to listen to some of the Epstein file. Maybe that will get to their soul. Because without foot soldiers, what I mean by foot soldiers, let's say for example, ICE. They are foot soldiers doing the dirty work for Trump, or whoever the UK used to do their thing. Okay, the police, for instance, to hide evidence and all of that. So these are the foot soldiers. They need to listen to those children's cry. Hopefully that will get to their soul so they don't do the bad things. Because once they flunk money in front of them, it's like humanity is out the window. Oh my God. All right, next tweet. And don't be surprised when they use Andrew's case to strip Prince Harry of his title as well. Charles won't do it because he's already been named as the royal racist, but William will certainly make a hard push to strip Harry and everything, then force the government to remove him and his kids from the line of succession. William is a deeply troubled man who has one thought on his mind, and that's revenge. He thinks Harry will melt into a puddle and evaporate without a title before his name. That's William's biggest problem. William is nothing without his title, but Harry has already surpassed his. It will not stop the media to publish from talking about Harry and Meghan, despite what people say when they say if Harry and Meghan didn't have title, we won't be speaking about them. It's solely a lie. People are obsessed with Harry and Meghan, not their titles. That's true. And the other thing as well, I spoke about, what did I spoke about? Someone raised something. Surprise when, about the line of succession. I spoke about it in a recent video. They just want the minor. Okay, William is not even safe. If they start removing people in line of succession, and then they'll use a reason for William because of his connection with Epstein. So he better be careful. All right. If they get Harry out of line of succession, which I don't think Harry cares, but William depend on the line of succession. But the main thing here, you have those business people and government and all of that. They pretty much are a team. So if they are able to get Harry out of the line of succession, which Harry is the most ethical royal family in that family. So if they're able to get Harry out of line of succession, William better be careful. Then they will use his connection with Epstein and that Sultan guy, or it's not Sultan, whatever Middle Eastern guy, as a reason for him to be out of line of succession. And what else do they have on him, which we don't know? Okay, so then that will leave his kid, his older son, be the next one in line of succession. And guess who most likely they will want to manage him, okay, while he's a minor? The horse. And then that will be that for them. But how will they justify that? What did Harry do? And living in California is not enough. There are plenty of other people in the line of succession who don't live in the UK. It has over 5,000 people. They won't strip Harry's title for what? He and Meghan are nothing but good, clean press. The monarchy is based on birthright, nothing else. Or let's face it, Charles probably won't have his title if based on past character reference. I only see it as a positive, to be honest, as it gives Harry and Meghan further distance from being a part of it all. Will also open up scrutiny on why every other royals have title when they do nothing. That's exactly that. This is what I was saying. If they get Harry out of line of succession, if what I'm thinking, they want a minor to be in that position, so an adult, which most likely will be a horse, will be managing, then they'll give a reason to get William out of line of succession as well. So he better be careful. And this is something I've been saying for a long time, especially after seeing that image when they were sitting on the William older son with the horse. Next one, lone hero. A little over 3 years ago, this happened. A young man alone was yelling at Andrew. Andres. Who's Andres? Andrew? All right. Who was still Prince at the time, calling him abuser. The crowd silenced him, dragged him out, beat him, and he was arrested. Yesterday, Andres was imprisoned for running Jeffrey Epstein network. See, this is the problem that the UK have, because they still worship these people. The rest of the world is already in a box. What I mean by in a box is that the government, whoever is running the country, already have the population in control. It's only the US. And if you see what's happening in some of social media, the tug of war that's going on, the MAGAs who you thought will be in agreement with some, not all, and the same page with Trump, many of them crying foul with what they're hearing and seeing and reading about the Epstein file. So they're trying to get the U.S. In a box to be in control, but hey, we've been free and do what we want. We thought to a certain extent, but when you look at it, but there's a tug of war that's going on. And I know some people might say, how come they're not arresting some of those Epstein people when other countries are doing it and blah, blah, blah. What the U.S. is doing, it may not be visible to many people outside of the U.S., but there are things that's being done legally, okay? Legally. All right, let's listen to this. And then I go to the next one. Well, there he is. At least he's, tell his side. Let me read this only. Everyone knew and covered it up. Isabel and Carlos put money forward to compensate and silence Virginia Giuffre, one of the victims who denounced him and who last year conveniently turned up suicided. Don't forget that King Charles was a close friend of the depraved Jimmy Savile, who was the lawyer who got Charles off the hook in the Savile scandal. The current Prime Minister Starmer, they're all a bunch of pervert degenerated. He has been arrested for giving sensitive information about the United Kingdom to Epstein, not for what he did to the women. All right, and Mylan, the bad. Okay, so there's that. Let's leave that alone. Let's go to the next tweet. And I have one more that I didn't record yet, or maybe I could grab from other lists. Let's listen to this. Listening to Trump tell lies after lies at his presser following the Supreme Court striking down his illegal tariff. Why will anyone watch the pedophile sycophant State of the Union address after all? The loathsome piece of desert doesn't know how to do anything other than lie. All right, let's listen to this.
Trump's speech today, talking about how he got his ass kicked by the Supreme Court, calling it unconstitutional. Supreme Court waited a little too long, I think. But now there are Republicans who are like, hey, I don't think we're going to the State of the Union address either. It's just not worth it. I mean, if you want to listen to someone fucking lie, go sit at a poker table. What's the point? What's the point of today when he opened his mouth in front of cameras? All he did was he just started lying. That's all he does. He just starts lying, and we know he's all over the Epstein files. So he's scared, and he should be. Make pedophiles scared again, America. Thanks. Trump's speech today.
I'm not gonna go in the comment. Let's go to the next one. That should be my last one, but I see some stuff I didn't record yet, so I'll add to it. Alright, so this one is long. Okay, Israel is the greatest existential threat to global security. Zionists and State of Israel are the most dangerous threat to our collective lives, liberties, and livelihoods, known their enemy. To claim the land in the Middle East under a false claim of ancestral right by stealing, killing, and pillaging is a mockery of God and a lie from Satan. This is Zionist Jewish supremacy. At its core, Zionist Jewish supremacists and white supremacists are all fruit of the same poisonous tree. Tucker Carlson did an excellent job grilling Mike Huckabee. All right, so let's listen to this. One of the things I said in the past, what these people plan on doing to the Middle East is turn it similar to the United States. Each of those countries in the Middle East is going to turn like a state. And then there will be one governing body over there. Okay, that's what they want to try to turn this into. And those chic and whatever Middle Eastern who's partying with those... the Brits, like Prince William, Prince Andrew, and they will backstab them eventually. All right, so let's listen to this. 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
You've appealed to Genesis. Genesis 15 says it's Abram, it's pre-Abraham, it's Abram, receives from God the news that his descendants will inherit the land. And you tell me as the theologian if I'm getting this wrong, but from the Euphrates to the Nile. I think that's right. And that would include like basically the entire Middle East. That would be the Levant, so that would be Israel, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon. It would also be big parts of Saudi Arabia and Iraq. It would be, I mean,
I'm not sure it would go that far. I mean, it would be a big piece of land, but here's the point.
it would be a lot of places that are now countries that
But this particular area that we're talking about now, Israel, is a land that God gave through Abraham to a people that he chose. It was a people, a place, and a purpose. We can look at it that way. Christian Zionism, I want to go back because that's where we started
I'm
on
not
this.
going to let you off on this because you have
Go
said
ahead.
it 3 times that God gave this land to this people. And so it is entirely fair for me with respect to ask, what land are you talking about? Because I just read Genesis 15, as I have many times. And that land, I think it says, from the Nile to the Euphrates, which is, once again, basically the entire Middle East. So God gave that land to his people, the Jews, or he didn't. You're saying he did. What does that mean? Does Israel have the right to that land? Because you're appealing to Genesis. You're saying that's the original deed.
It would be fine if they took it all.
They can take it all. Let me just say this. The state of Israel is the greatest existential threat to global security. And Zionists and the state of Israel are the most dangerous threat to our lives, liberties, and livelihoods. White European Jews are in no way genetically connected to Abraham or to any land in the Middle East. We know it. They know we know it. And that's why Israel has banned any DNA testing on this issue. White European Jews are converts to Judaism. There's nothing wrong with being a convert, but there's everything wrong in weaponizing that conversion to kill, steal, and pillage. It's the same modus operandi used by white supremacists. That's white Christians, white Jews, and white atheists from Europe who went to kill, steal, pillage land from the indigenous people in the Americas, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, to name a few. This whole Zionist power construct is all about white Jewish people, not about black or brown Jews, whatever their proximity to the power construct is. So riddle me this. When God promised the entirety of the Middle East to Abraham and his descendants, there was no person called Israel and there was no place called Israel. So if white European Jews are spiritual children of Abraham by conversion, how much more so we Christians who worship and follow the Son of God, Jesus Christ, by whose blood we have become the spiritual children of Abraham and are the children of God. Jesus Christ, at whose feet Abraham worships, because Jesus is greater than Abraham. Jesus Christ, who is in the direct line of Abraham's descendants. Tell me, who exactly has more legitimacy as spiritual children? Religion is not a race, it's not a nationality, and it's not an ethnicity. Even if you called it an ethno-religious ethnicity, it's not a genetic ethnicity. When Jesus was here, there was no Israel. And he never talked about the return of a state of Israel because he cared about the kingdom of God, not the state of Israel. And if the kingdom of Israel is anything like the state of Israel today, I totally get why God allowed its enemies to destroy it. Even when God kicked out the Jews, he left himself a remnant of Abraham's descendants on the land, just like he did during the time of Elijah. And those descendants today are the ones who are indigenously and genetically connected to the land, like the Palestinians.
They destroyed the Palestinian. They destroy, including kids. They even say it verbally. Oh, these people are evil. They're just evil. So I'm going to stop now. And then I'll continue. I have some more tweets that I did not record yet, and I'll make another video out of them. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, so that is it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.